Healthy competition is built on rivalry, hence why the biggest players, the best engaging stories, and the most heated affairs are always present when two opposing sides are constantly outdoing each other, vying for glory. And whilst I'm happy to tell you that Barcelona vs Real Madrid is one of those stories, it might not have the ending that you are anticipating. Welcome to my preview of Barcelona vs Real Madrid, why El Clasico might be more one-sided than you think. What's going on, guys? ¿Cómo están? BugaLuis here and welcome back to another video here on the channel. El Clasico is the biggest club rivalry right now in the world, but like it or not, in recent years the spectacle has somewhat diminished. In my opinion, football reached its peak amidst the first decade of the 2000s, when Pep Guardiola was at one side and Jose Mourinho was at the other. Lionel Messi was commanding Barcelona and Cristiano Ronaldo was spearheading Real Madrid. I have no problem in saying that those were the days where a game of this magnitude was truly unpredictable, but at this moment in time, whilst football can never truly be an exact science, I put my mind to the test via hours of research and watching back many Clásicos and many recent games to try and provide you guys with what would be my most educated guess of what might just be the score for the blockbuster game coming up very soon. My results may surprise a few, I'm not gonna lie, but likewise the actual match might surprise me. That is the beauty of football, and most importantly, the beauty of possibly being wrong. So whether I make myself stand out as the next football Nostradamus or just a complete twat, I am happy and excited to share it with you guys. So ready, set, and let's go. The phrase "a clash of interest" it is often used when describing many derbies around the world of football. In most cases, one team is clearly superior than the other, often being backed up by an infinite injection of cash or simply a much better structured club in comparison to the rival. Take for instance Manchester City to Manchester United, or PSG to Olympique de Marseille, or even Bayern Munich versus Borussia Dortmund to an extent. Yet El Clásico has always stand up above the rest in this manner, as both sides, Los Culés and Los Merengues, are in each other's throat because of their balances looking quite similar and, most importantly, the squads being as well. Nonetheless, this isn't 2011, other teams have risen to the occasion and have managed to create a better spectacle outside of Spain. But within it, almost a decade later, it's evident that Real Madrid found themselves as the most stable institution out of the two. Perhaps not by merit, but certainly because of the sheer incompetence of Barcelona's board. Even though it may sound like it is absolutely no reason to feel upset. In fact, it should serve as a motivation-inducing argument to propel the young Barcelona side to achieve something spectacular and unique this Saturday. Odds balance even more if you take into account that for the very first time, both clubs find themselves in a very similar position, where they're trying to rebuild and prepare for the future of their own teams without the biggest talismans of their last projects. We're talking, of course, about the number 10 and the number 7. And I don't know about you guys, but I was really surprised with the following. For the very first time in my young football watching career, both Barcelona and Real Madrid have finished the latest transfer window with a positive overall balance. This is a clear indicator that precisely both teams are in the process of finding the core that will carry them for the next generation, and also a core which we have to analyze for this next El Clasico. Whichever of the two teams is further down the line, in my opinion, within this rebuild, might just have the upper hand for the upcoming game. Additionally, we also have to add the recent crisis into the mix, and it becomes therefore then apparent that both Ronald Koeman and Zinedine Zidane approach this game, El Clasico, with some blank spaces in their squads. Injuries and the lack of recent funding complete the straight flush. But who has the winning cards at hand? Is it Barcelona? Well, I think first we need to call Real Madrid's bluff. For me personally, it's still very early days to call one of these two teams more successful than the other when it comes to their respective rebuilds, but what can be done is to measure how far they've come. Starting by Real Madrid, their team on paper is solid, it's creative, it's modern. New signings like Luka Jovic, Ferland Mendy and Rodrigo Goes are great additions to an aging squad, plus the recovery of stellar prospects such as Martin Odegaard and Fede Valverde prove crucial in keeping the Madridista sentiment at its core. But from what I see, Zinedine Zidane prefers his wine. He prefers his old guard more than the hipster, fresher look. In my opinion, this attitude is quite reminiscent of what we saw from Ernesto Valverde at Barcelona, but it's worse. Unlike his Spanish counterpart, he isn't looking for the solidity of its team. Marcelo gives you nothing, and when I say nothing, I mean absolutely nothing in defense, whilst players like Valverde out of position in the right wing isolates a perfectly good box-to-box midfielder for no reason at all. Barcelona, on the other hand, is finally working within a system and prioritizing form over names, which is giving Koeman's outlet in return immediately more reasons to be successful for the upcoming game. Philippe Coutinho is for me the best evidence of this. Recovered and improved, the Brazilian is far from the weakest link in the side and proving to be a vital component on Koeman's 4-2-3-1 system. What is more is that behind him there's another young Spanish midfielder, Pedri, which is ready to take his spot as a substitute for the years to come. Another great thing produced by this Dutch manager is the constant approach of intensity and energetic football, something which Real Madrid have seen to stray from that in these past few weeks. And what is the key detractor to this detriment of Real Madrid? Well, the lack of youth. Whilst injuries may limit Zinedine Zidane in fielding an all-out potential prospective side, the reliance on those older players incapable of performing the basics of pressure scream, and I tell you, scream in capital letters, Barcelona prior to Ronald Koeman. Los Blaugranas, now with an average age of 26.2 squad-wise, look to be the fourth youngest in the entire division, while Real Madrid maintained their 27.4 of last season. This is a clear indicator that there has not been any effort in trying to reduce it from the merengue side, and therefore no effort in rebuilding as much as Barcelona has done so far. Could it have been forced, imposed to reduce wage bills and financial constraints? Certainly, it has been, but that is no reason to take away from what has been achieved so far. So say what you want about the quality of the teams fielded on Saturday, no matter the case, it is guaranteed that Barcelona now will show more faith on the youth than years before and therefore more than Real Madrid are doing today. With all of that being said, guys, I think it's actually a perfect time now to take a look at the potential 11s that we may see for the upcoming El Clasico. For Barcelona, they're going to be going with a 4-2-3-1, and in the goalkeeper position, it's going to be the Brazilian Neto. Ter Stegen is not yet fit, so it should be Norberto Neto Moraes who's going to be taking that position. As the right back, we should be seeing Sergi Roberto, which no matter his run of form, he's probably going to be starting off this game since Jordi Alba is not yet 100% fit to start for it. That is going to be leaving then Serginho Dest to play in the left back position. If the Spaniard is going to come back, then I do see there will be a debate between the US men's national team player versus the international of Spain. But in my opinion, no matter the case, Ronald Koeman is certainly going to prefer the experience of one of the captains of Barcelona. In the center back positions, we're going to be seeing the pairing of Clement Lenglet and Gerard Piqué. As the first center midfielder, we're going to be seeing Frankie de Jong. And alongside him, we are certainly going to be seeing Sergio Busquets. The clear indicator for me being that he was rested against Ferencváros, but also Pjanic should be in contention. In my personal opinion, it should be the Bosnian international taking this position, as so far I have seen so many games of Frank de Jong with Busquets being underwhelming, but with Pjanic the other day, he looked to be much more free. The cover of space that Pjanic can do is something simply that Busquets can't not. At the camp position, it is going to be Philippe Coutinho taking that spot. Certainly the Brazilian has been Barcelona's MVP so far in this campaign. For the left-hand side, one of the other MVPs, certainly Ansu Fati, the 17-year-old, is going to be taking that role. And on the right, there is a huge debate, whether it's going to be Francisco Trincao, Antoine Griezmann, or Ousmane Dembélé. But from what we're going to be seeing from Real Madrid, which is certainly going to be Marcelo through the left, Simply the potential of having the pace of Usman, just attacking and penetrating through the open gaps that the Brazilian is certainly going to leave in behind, is such a tasty proposition not to go for it. So that is why I'm selecting the Frenchman to start. A very simple reason: a good game against Ferencváros adds to that, but it's just a tactical approach that shouldn't be overlooked by Ronald Koeman. And as the most advanced player on the side, it is certainly going to be Lionel Messi. No disputes about that. Now moving on to the away side, we are definitely going to be seeing a lackluster 11 from Real Madrid, but one that it can be deadly if played correctly. In the goalkeeper position is going to be Thibaut Courtois. As a right back is going to be probably Ferland Mendy. The center back pairing is going to be composed of the first center back being Rafael Varane, and then the secondary one being Eder Militao. Today it was reported by Marca that Sergio Ramos is still feeling some sharp pains in his knee, and there is no green light so far for the Spaniard to take command of that defense upcoming for El Clasico. On the left back position, therefore, is going to be forced to play Marcelo. And as a CDM position, it's going to be another Brazilian in Casemiro, forming up a conjunction of three midfielders with Toni Kroos and Federico Valverde, Modric in the hold as the number 10, and we're definitely going to be seeing Vinicius Jr. alongside Karim Benzema for the two players up front. So guys, now, you may be wondering, I've been watching this video for way too long and I still do not understand why this El Clasico might be more one-sided than you think. And well, the reason is that, one, in my opinion, Barcelona are much better prepared from what Real Madrid has shown so far. A defeat 1-0 at Cadiz, a defeat at Shakhtar Donetsk certainly doesn't leave a good face when you're trying to be Zinedine Zidane and approaching this huge game that could determine a season. But also you have to take into account that the rebuild of Barcelona and the injection of youth and energy into the side is something that cannot be overlooked. Barcelona look like a much fresher team, and that is something that we haven't seen so far. The biggest change since the last 5 years is happening now, and that is enough for me to say that Barcelona should be able to beat Real Madrid at the Camp Nou. But also, most importantly, we have to take into account that no matter what happens in the result, it is more one-sided for Barcelona in the sense that this team, no matter what happens, even if they lose, they have way more to gain from this match. We're talking about a team that at its core will be able to succeed this season if they stick to the principles that they've been learning so far from Koeman's tutelage at the side. It is deja vu signs all over Real Madrid now at the moment, and Barcelona should know how to take advantage of it. That is why I'm predicting a very bold 3-0 result for Barcelona in this upcoming El Clasico. That's gonna be everything for today, guys. Hope you have enjoyed. Be sure to tune in for a live match reaction of the game El Clasico here on the channel. We're gonna be talking about it just as soon as it ends, so be sure to subscribe so you know to get notified for when that video should come up. Thank you once again for watching the channel. I really appreciate it. It's hard work that I'm putting into these videos, but hard work that I like, hard work that I enjoy when every single one of you can enjoy it alongside me. See you in the next one. Take care. Ciao, ciao.